So here we are with the second division of League of Empires. We have Ragnarok versus Parabellum. So let's just start this game off by introducing the teams. We have Arabia here as a location, so a map that anyone should be familiar with. And Superman says, "Oh no." Can't wait to see what you have in store for us, Superman, if you're so worried about showing this game live. In any case though, let's introduce the teams here. We have Aristocrats in the pocket position here for Ragnarok. I mean, Aristocrats is now, I believe, in the 1700 range. I'm just gonna double check to verify that. It's the second game, okay, that's good to know. I don't think it matters too much in the order of events. So Aristocrats at 16-25, 1v1, obviously a very solid player. Going with the Franks for this one. Frank's pocket. Frank's my favorite civ. I favor Aristocrats already. But yeah, Frank's likely to go scouts into knights and then later on having some of the strongest paladins in the game. And yeah, let's see how that plays out for them. I'm sure that Aristocrats will do a solid job as pockets given his current rating. On the left hand side we have Flying Mouse with the Vikings here. And Flying Mouse currently sitting at 1458, 1v1 elo, pretty solid as well. And Vikings as a flank, great archers seem to have a little flank there. Strong infantry to go with an opening like a drush or a men at arms, and then go into the archers. And you could of course justify going straight archers as well, but that's not as common these days. You want to kind of disrupt and punish your enemy before they can full wall and get their own builds going. So I think we're likely to see some kind of infantry of Vikings. You never know though. And finally on the right hand side we have Zreptar with the Britons. Zreptar with 1444 1v1 rating, no force to be reckoned with as well. And with the Britons, one of the strongest archers in the game, often seen played as flank on Arabia. They have power spike for their archers line, mainly from the Castle Age onwards. I mean, the Britons team bonus is the archer ranges work 20% faster, means that the Vikings archers will produce faster as well. But the main thing is Britons getting +1 range instantly in the Castle Age and another +1 in the Imperial Age. And to top that off, they even have a unique tech for the archers for another +1 range as well. My hands were really cold for this game. Oh. We'll have to pay attention to Zreptar's archer's microland and see if any cold hands are making any trouble. So that's it for the Ragnarok introduction here. Looks like most of the players are off to a good start. Zreptar with the loom, maybe to avoid TC idle time here. It's not often you see 7 villagers eating sheep for Britons, but it's going to deplete in time for the board to come in. That's probably the idea here. Now for the other team. I'm going to start with the pocket as I usually do. And we have Zupaman in the pocket here as Cuman's pocket. Cuman's fantastic, solid cavalry civ, of course. They have the potential to go for a feudal boom with 2 TCs in the feudal age. Only civilization that can do that. Of course that comes at a price because you cannot stonewall. You have a bit stronger palisades than the generic civilizations, but overall, if you go for the 2 TC boom with Cumans on an open map, you have to invest real heavily into walling to be safe. For in Superman's defense though, we have some back golds here, 2 back golds, so should have an easy time. This would be a perfect second TC spot, for example, to secure both a woodland and some golds here for Superman. And the map looks fairly wallable as well, so we'll see what Superman brings to this game. Humans have as a civ bonus for their cavalry as well, 5% faster in feudal age, 10% faster in Castle Age, and 15% faster in the Imperial Age, so they actually have the fastest paladins in the game. 20 population up for Superman here could could have meant a Scouts build, but from the looks of the food collection here from Superman, it's going to be the second TC and Feudal Age boom here. On Superman's left hand side we have White Fang playing as the Ethiopians. Another great archer civ with faster firing archers. White Fang currently sitting at 14-17, 1v1 elo, and looks to be going for what might be a Men-at-Arms build here, going up to Feudal Age at 22 population, queuing the angry housewives in the barracks right now. Pro caster, what did I do? Okay, fine. Fine. How do you justify this? White rush. Oh, too much going on here. Did you lose it, Stratar? So yes, I was wrong with green space. Stupid green and yellow. Just chilling out here. And of course I was wrong about Superman, he is going for the Scouts. Which is customary for the Pocket Edition games. Double ranges for the Mayans here. I didn't even introduce Splinket OG still, but these Mayans, he gets the cheaper archers and seems to be going straight for the double range archers approach here. Oh, Snowman! So we have Frosty at work here for Raptor, going to obstruct Splinket OG's build a little bit here. Forcing some quick walls, that means slightly less wood for Archer's production. Wood situation doesn't look too bad for the Mayans player though. Meanwhile, we have Superman going straight for the pocket with his scouts here, going to hit, no, pocket, I mean the flank. I'm messing things up here in the middle of all the action. Uses the scouts to delay Flying Mouse's infantry approach here to the other side, so that's going to be a very late forward for Flying Mouse. Probably won't be going into the Man-at-Arms here, given that they've taken so much damage already. Alright. Frosty the Snowman at work here, going to hit the gold of Splinket OG, hoping to idle the gold income a little bit and obstruct the archer's production, but for now, Splinket OG getting fletching and consistently producing out of 2 ranges. The archers should be cleaning this up shortly though, and meanwhile we have Sreptar massing up on military at home, sending the first wave of archers forward. No fletching though, yet anyway. Oh, hello, Aristocats. Supermander's chilling out here. We have some Frank's scouts about to hit White Fang over here. There were White Fang's Men-at-Arms in my base, but Caster only sees the scouts. Yes. I prefer 1v1s. I've been a little bit less action to attend to. Superman has been taking some decent engagements in here against the Frank's scouts. The problem being that the Frank's scouts cav, they have extra HP instantly in the Feudal Age. So until Superman can get Bloodlines, his cavalry will be inferior to Frank's, and Bloodlines isn't necessarily something you prioritize in the Feudal Age. Also no upgrades for either of the scouts, so but also a bit of a coordinated effort here, I think, with the archers of White Fang this should be a nice cleanup for Grey here. So it's not the best trade ever for Aristocrats to go in here with the scouts and lose them to a 2v1, but at least it keeps the army at home for White Fang and Superman, and before they can move forward and hit Flying Mouse on this side. Britain's archers on the move on the right hand side here. Going to be a battle between green and yellow here on this side. Sorry that the colors are a bit hard to distinguish. And who has the larger army mass here? Raptor with 18, Splinket OG with 16. I got 5 vills or so. Well, then it's definitely worth it. So we see the Britons faster working archery ranges in practice here. It's now 17 against, yeah, it's roughly equal numbers, but since Sreptar was going for the man-at-arms, that means that the archers or double range production happened a little bit later, but keeping up nicely here with the numbers and taking this hill here, not going to allow Splinket OG to get any easy fights here. Looks to be maybe a 1 versus 1 on this side for now. On the other side we have a hill as well. We have a White Fang taking this one and not allowing any easy fights to be taken by Flying Mouse and Aristocrats on this side for now. These are some horrible hills between the players. You just really need to have control of those to have control over the situation for the later game. That extra hill damage is just huge. Castle Age kicking in for both pockets though. Seems like Aristocrats went up with a little bit more population here, so has might have a slightly stronger eco going into it as well. But then again, Superman is with double TCs already, so. Good engagement for Sreptar here on this hill is keeping the Mayans archers number low here now, taking some good trades. 12-12 is the KD though, so they are the battle was actually kind of deceiving, but some of those deaths for Sreptar aren't actually archers as well. It's just we have some crucial hills on both sides here, both flanks. This one for Sreptar team, and then on the other side we have a hill as well right in the middle of the base. Is the first player or first team to get any castle or some serious presence of those hills are just going to be in a great position here. Uphill fighting is never ideal. We see the Vikings player Flying Mouse adding skirms here as well. I think I like that in this setup, mixing in a few skirms in the matchup here to fight against the faster firing Ethiopian archers, and now looks like Ragnarok are claiming back this hill now. But then there's the thing about archers, you really want to preserve the numbers as well, and now being almost 70% castle age, you really want to preserve as many archers as possible to get into the crossbows. Superman says I threw this fight. Let's see. Ah, Frank's knights have +1 attack, so they're actually stronger than the Cubans knights here in terms of upgrades. Still a decent army pick-off though, Flying Mouse down to 7 military. I think that was an engagement worth taking and not risk losing this hill to larger armies as well. Oh, a hole! Guys, a hole open everywhere. So a couple of Superman's Knights running in here, going to be a little bit annoying. Flying Mouse going for the monastery for some defense against small trickles of knights here. What's the situation on the right hand side? We have Splinket in the Castle Age and getting into crossbow podkin, whereas Streptor is not quite there yet, 25% to go. Oh, the throwing part was when cats and I came half for White Fang's army while Superman was right next to the fight but not engaging. Ah, I see. Makes sense. Looks like Ragnarok are in a decent spot here now though. Did have full control over this hill, now 35 Britain's crossbows moving forward with their +1 range as well. But then there's the defense upgrades that could play in here with Splinket OG taking the hill as well. 23 against 32 here. Here comes almost Superman's Knights to tank some arrow fire as well and maybe let Splinket OG get some hits in. Knights obviously with +2 to tank as many arrows as possible. But heal versus no heal here, extra armor or not, that's never going to be a good fight to take. So a good call of Splinket OG to pull back there and wait for more numbers. Now with triple ranges as is common when you go for the Castle Age with Archer Civ, so you could keep even more higher production going. So Mayans have cheaper archers, they have a decent way of massing them as well, but Britons have faster working ranges. Just look at how important the hills are here. Just to stay on the hills, you need you can basically never go off this hill because if you give it up for the opponent, you're just going to be so tough to fight back. Well, I should definitely go on third range. Oh, you're on with 2 ranges, Seratar. Right, yeah. Well, you still have the faster working ranges. And no ballistics, maybe yet. Oh, we have University. Yeah, both players have it, so. Hey, Magnolia. Thanks for stopping by. Another hill over here. This is a horrible hill for Splinket OG to have right next to the base, right next to the gold here. It's just horrible to win against thanks. Waffles. Zupaman says this was the second game. Bit tough to follow the action here. We have 11 knights now going here, and Flying Mouse reacting to the archers coming this way. This is a nice choke point for the archers to take, but Siege Workshop needs to go up before that's a threat, of course. Nice little choke point to take Flying Mouse off the wood here. Back to the hill. Just never going to let the mines easily engage here. What's the eco situation? No player close to Imp just yet. I sent them the wrong way around because I didn't play in the first. Yeah, I did. I think you wrote the order, I was just not paying attention. This could be a good fight for Superman and Splinket though, with 6 knights forward and roughly equal numbers of archers behind. Meanwhile, a fight on the different hill on the left hand side with the aristocrats knights running around. Still keeping some presence on the hill and trying to keep White Fang's numbers from escalating. I'm looking at Parabellum's eco here though, and Superman almost closing in on 100 villagers. Amazing Cuban's boom here. And just so... yeah, okay, it's not that much better than Aristocats 90, but still, overall villager count seems slightly ahead for Parabellum, if my maths is just not completely messed up. Could be, of course. But now we have some huge battle events on the right hand side. Siege Workshop on the hill for Superman, that's a good addition to take some buildings presence on the hill here. And at some point we'll need a Mayan's castle or something on this hill as well to secure some of the golds and resources for later. Raptor does a good job at cleaning up the knights forward of Supermondo, but there's more to come. We have quadruple stable production for both pockets here. However, Franks with +1 attack in equal numbers would shift the fights in Frank's favor here if Aristocat plays the fights patiently and correctly here. So I collected an army of almost 60 here. More army collected here for Splinkid and Superman. Looking like a dangerous push on the Britain's player now. So now Imperial Age well on the way for Aristocats here. This could be huge because Superman still isn't on the way up. That means that Franks will have a solid head start to Cavalier and Paladin here. Yeah, I agree with Superman that they should have pushed at this point. Yeah, we see the hill under complete control of Parabellum here now, because yeah, we can siege a monastery and castle to protect his woodland a bit, so that is up for grabs for the Mayans player. Nice placement, still taking the hill as well, having some hill advantage with the crossbowman here. And Zertar just now going to the Imperial Age, so that Britain's Imperial Age power spike is going to be a while away yet. And now to say now the other side gets important. Yeah, there's a castle on the hill on this side as well from the Ethiopians. This gets denied at, yeah, who knows how many percent, but maybe 75 or such. Military numbers in favor of Ragnarok here, actually. And now Flying Mouse takes the hill and is going to stop this castle from going up for sure. Looks like Aristocats wants to go for the raids. It's wide open here on Superman's side, so if that's the intention here, this could be very fruitful for Aristocats to cripple Superman's economy a bit just about as he's about to reach the Imperial Age. Cavalier even kicks in the exact same second as Superman gets the Imperial Age upgrade in. And oh boy, oh boy. So Superman with the superior villager count, not anymore, losing quite a lot to these raids, and this is extremely sufficient, extremely efficient raid from Aristocats to time it just to the moment Superman reaches the Imperial Age. Losing so many builders now, going to lose production capabilities for sure. Didn't quite hit the gold yet, but yeah, it's a major setback in any case here. See triple stables production, but all in all, a very devastating rush goes from 100 plus builders to 62 in just a split second here. And again, will of course force reaction to bring some of the army back home maybe, and yeah, garrison, quick wall, do whatever needs to be done here. Right hand side, we have some Frank's Cavaliers here as well. Still only Britain's crossbow, but here comes Razor and Arbalest. And they're still at extra range anyway, 5+4 against 5+2 here for Sreptar. And the mine doesn't seem to have Razor yet. It is... it's on the way, yes. But that raid really, just look at the populations here now as the raid Superman is down to 65 population, White Fang pretty low on population as well actually. And military numbers dwindling here, almost down to 0 arbalests here for the Ethiopians player on Parabellum. Oh, still raiding here. Wololo. It was so long, so close, and then it fell apart so quickly. Yeah, but it can happen. It's just, I mean, the game decisions, just one raid like that, and you're not prepared for it, then suddenly you're left with no ability to produce at all. Just look at Superman's eco right now, down to very few villagers here, and can't really contribute to the team at this moment. Britain's making use of the extra range here now. We have 5+3 range against 5+5. Paladin even on the way for the Franks player now, and they're going to sustain the push on the left hand side here with some Cavaliers and then shitloads of Vikings Arbalests here, and even something that's probably soon to be Siege Ram from the Vikings. Castle on the hill, 2 castles in fact to keep as a fallback for trap pressure, and yeah, just a matter of time before the White Fang loses his castle here, and it's just open terrain here for the armies to move in. We have Cavalier now for Supermondo, still missing the Imperial armor and some attack upgrades, but certainly still kind of contributing to the fights. It's Cavalier against Paladin though, and that's certainly not going to be sustainable in the long run. Look at the populations as well. Superman at 56. The overall population is more healthy for Ragnarok here. This is when I fell apart. I realized that I wasn't on gold for ages. Look at Sreptar here. Oh! 0 on gold. So that's why we were seeing lots of Britain's skirms here. Looks like trade is about to go up though, so that's going to help the gold income in the long run. And Superman says, well, we were dead on the other side, and yes, that's also the case here. We have a Siege Ram, Arbalest, and Trebs push from the Vikings here with a few Cavalier to and Paladins to complement it. White Fang with 37 military now, but about to lose a lot of it because the Siege Tribes will tank Arbalest fire, and then the Vikings Arbalest from behind can again hit the Ethiopian Arbalest here, and production capabilities go down as well. Not going to be able to reproduce army easily here. White Fang dropping due ranges, but it's only a matter of time before they go down to Siege Rams. So noble effort here, but with a collected military here of maybe 80 against well over 100 for the other team. It's just really tough to get back into it here. See the small hill here that Flying Mouse could take for extra damage output here. Right hand side trade is at work here, so that's going to give some gold income for the long run as well. And Castle and Siege Workshops keep this hill occupied, so you can't really claim that back easily either. So we're down to 5 military for Whitefang here, and the Rangers are going down quicker than archers can be produced here. Some single trickles of skirms here, but for sure this is, looking at the populations now, this is going to have to be GG soon. There's not many places to expand to. There are still some units raiding and making life awkward for Superman in his home base, and the push is in effect on the other side here as well. I have some eagle switch from the Mayans, so that could make life difficult for Britons over here. Doesn't change the fact that Whitefang is as good as dead though, and that's a push that's only going to keep going towards the pocket, and then leaves only the Mayans player somewhat untouched. So even if the Mayans wins a 1-on-1 versus Britons on this side, I don't think it's going to be enough for Parabellum to get back into it. No Eldorado for the Eagles, and missing attack upgrades as well. Still a great unit to deal with archers and skirms, but it's not going to be enough here, lacking so heavily in population as opposed to the other team. So GG, well played to both teams. The first game goes to G. First game goes to Ragnarok for this one. Looking a bit at the stats here. Fantastic KD for Flying Mouse, and Sertorio keeping it on the positive side all the way, so that tells something about good engagements all along the way here, playing the map and the terrain correctly. Aristocrats with a superior food, no surprise there for Franks. Actually, they have a great farm boom and early economy with the berries as well. And then we have the uptimes here. Imperial Age so much earlier for the Franks pocket than the Cumans. A few minutes later, not that much, but this had hoped to be a long game, but I didn't have time, says Subo. Oh, so that's it.